like somewhere into the third quarter because I knew that the
I lasted
momentum was
longer
shifting.
than you. I waited until the fourth quarter to shut it off.
And even Bryce Petty didn't fare very well. So that was just.
And how is he starting over Hackenberg? Can someone please tell that to me?
Is there something wrong with Hackenberg or something?
Yeah, McCagnon wasted a second-round pick on him.
Yeah, it's not a good look for him.
And he's too afraid to show it. For God's sake, give the guy a chance. I want to see what he can do in these 3 meaningless football games. I want to see what he can do against New Orleans. I want to see what he can do against the Chargers. And I want to see him play against the Patriots. If he does horribly, fine. But I want to see this kid play. I've seen Bryce Petty. It's not very good. It's horrible. The guy looks like the second coming of RG3. Actually, that's putting it nicely. RG3 had a good rookie year. Bryce Petty has done nothing. I want to see what Hackenberg can do. I am sick of seeing Bryce Petty. I'm done with it. Can I please see Christian Hackenberg?
I think there's got to be something going on that we don't know about. I don't know if he's just not capable of learning the play calls, or he's just very confused about something, because they clearly do not feel that he's field ready to go out there and play.
I don't care if he's field ready. What do the Jets have to play for at this point?
Yeah, right. They have nothing to lose. It's just very odd. Like you said, it's not a good look for McCagnon to use a second-round pick on a quarterback that's sitting on the bench for the last 2 years. It's
a joke. It's an absolute joke. I'm sick of it. No one on the Jets played well on Sunday in a game that they had to win. It was a winnable game. They were favored by 1 point. They were the road team. When's the last time you saw the Jets favored as the road team? I can't tell you the last time I saw that. And it's not like the Broncos played well. The Jet defense held them to 23 points. I mean, granted, the Broncos did okay, I guess. They did enough to win. They scored, I think, with 2 touchdowns. Yeah, because the Bronco kicker kicked 3 field goals. Brandon McManus. Yeah, former Giant Brandon McManus. It's a joke. Joe, I don't blame you for not being able to talk about it. There's nothing to say other than this coach is inept. He needs to go. And I kind of wanted John Morton as the next head coach, or to at least get an interview. Now I don't. I want the Jets to go to the outside. I don't know who's even available. I'm not too crazy about Josh McDaniels. Matt Patricia, maybe. I'm sick of this, guys. This loss bugged me.
I mean, it's the same thing that's been going on with the Jets for years. Some people may look at this season, considering the expectations that the Jets had at the beginning of the season, and they may say that Todd Bowles really isn't as bad as we thought he was, because, he's
going to finish with 5 wins. Great season.
Yeah, whoop-de-doo. I don't see any potential in this guy, and it may be a little bit, difficult to, find a new head coach that's going to be able to work with, the similar mindset. But, I mean, the Jets still have some bright spots on the team. They have some things to look forward to, but this game was just atrocious, egregious, whatever adjective you want to throw in there that's has a negative connotation on it. You name it. It was not a good game.
It was a joke and a half. But this game might have been worse. Actually, no, it wasn't. Jet game was worse. The Giants losing to the Cowboys by a score of 30-10. Eric, what did you think of Eli Manning's return?
In honor of Eli Manning's return, the New York Giants really gave it to Eli Manning by only scoring 10 points.
Exactly.
And it turns out that what the old Giants had done, or what they wanted to do, was wear, the Eli Manning jerseys on the sideline. Plaxico Burress was there. Victor Cruz was there.
Former Jet Plaxico Burress.
Former Giant first. Relax over there.
I liked him as a Jet.
I did too. He wasn't bad. He was not bad at all. He was not bad at all. I remember watching him run out of MetLife with the American flag. I don't know if it was September 11th, but I remember that the Jets were playing the Cowboys, and it was the inaugural new, because you know how they do the waiting all day for Sunday night, and they usually change it every couple of years?
Yeah.
I loved that specific one, that every time when I see it, I was like, Jets playing the Cowboys. Remember that? Jets won.
And I remember rubbing it in all my Giant friends' faces that Burris chose to sign with the Jets when he didn't even meet with them. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
That was great.
And thank you for bringing it up. I forgot about that for a while, but thank you for reminding me of that awful signing. But Victor,
anytime.
But thank you. But honestly, the Giants are just... I don't even know what to say anymore, honestly.
On the bright side, Joe, for us Jet fans, The Jets are going to finish with more wins than the Giants.
Yeah, I mean...
On the bright side, as a Giants fan, the Giants might get what the Jets wanted for quarterback next year.
I was just going to say, because the 49ers have won their last 2 games, right? So the Giants may be, number 2, considering the Browns, I think, are the only team that haven't won a game.
They're in such an interesting spot right now because now they have an ultimatum.
Right.
They can keep Eli Manning as starter, but either way, if the Giants do draft a quarterback, because that's what it's going on right now, because now the Giants have a good chance of, I would say, like in the 90% chance of having the number 2 pick.
Yes.
Right behind the Browns. The Browns, you don't know which way they're going to go. They might screw it up. They might trade it away. Who knows? But the Giants are in such an interesting spot right now because you can have Eli Manning as the quarterback next year with the potential of having John Gruden as the coach, or you can just go away from Eli Manning, possibly pick up a quarterback, i.e. Josh Rosen or Sam Darnold. You can even trade back possibly to get Baker Mayfield. Who knows? Just for some reason... And it kills me to say, because I still have a soft spot for Eli Manning, and I think after the whole rigmarole that happened with Eli Manning and Ben McAdoo, I think Giants fans now realize how great Eli Manning has been for the Giants, because did you see the backlash that the Giants got from the rest of the league? How these players came to Eli Manning's stance? Even Dwayne Wade came to Eli Manning's protection. It was incredible.
It was great to see.
Because because I liked Eli Manning ever since he was starting. I have a soft spot for him. I think that he gives the Giants the best chance to win. Although Geno Smith did play well against Oakland, but it was still the same thing.
That's the thing. There's some things that, when you watch that game against Oakland, there's some things that Geno was able to do that, Eli couldn't do.
Being
one of the few things
mobile.
Right, running out of the pocket. He made one nice throw. I don't think Eli probably would, because he had to escape from pressure.
Eli moves like my grandmother.
I mean, that's the thing. He's been great and all. He's done amazing things for the Giants franchise. But, I think it's kind of, coming to terms with that he has to go. He's, fragile. He's
He's not fragile. He's never been hurt.
Okay, well...
I was going to say, fragile.
I might have used the wrong adjective. What I was trying to say is that in the pocket, he is, fragile. Because,
Are you trying to say that there's a possibility that Eli Manning could get killed every time he steps in the pocket behind that dreadful offensive line? Because if that's what you're saying,
in
I
a way,
agree with
yes.
you.
Because he's been healthy this whole time, and with the offensive line,
the offensive line has been playing better recently.
And you know who has? I'm going to pick him out. Yeah,
he actually has. It's really scary.
Honestly, he dealt with so much stuff coming in, from last year, coming into the season
we
this
all
year.
Killed him.
I killed him. You killed him. Dominic killed him. Brandon killed him. Joe killed him. It was just a mutual hatred for Eric Flowers, honestly. But it's still true. He hasn't allowed a sack since week 2.
You're right. He's done pretty well. I mean, he really has.
But the Giants are in a very interesting spot because now you don't really know what direction they're going to go. I do think they're going to pick a quarterback. And honestly, it does kill me to say because
I think it depends on who the next GM and who the next head coach is.
Well, apparently Gettleman or Gentleman, how
Dave Gettleman, former GM of the Panthers, yeah.
And he was with the Giants for a while, too.
He was. Would you be happy with him? Because if I were you, I wouldn't be. I don't like him.
Here's the thing. With Carolina, he did good because he brought the Panthers to Super Bowl 50, who ended up losing to the Denver Broncos. But here's the problem with that. He let his talent walk away.
He cut Josh Norman. Let him go for nothing.
And here's the thing. I feel like that if Gettleman does that, I feel like Odell Beckham Jr. could possibly be gone. I feel like Landon Collins could possibly be gone. I feel like there's going to be a bunch of different... I feel like Vernon might go. I feel like Harrison might go because once their contract is up...
Bring him to the Jets. We'll take him back.
I'm sure he would.
I'll take David Harrison.
Here's the thing. Gettleman has been with the Giants system. Apparently, he's like besties with Ernie Accorsi, who was the former general manager of the Giants, the guy that picked Eli Manning. And the thing that really intrigues me about this is that he has ties to the Giants, and John Mara, I feel like, would breathe down his neck in terms of being the general manager, in terms of making the franchise better. Because this is the lowest of the low in terms of the Giants. But honestly, I'm not excited for this because, thank God, nothing's official yet because I want them to keep looking. But I don't really know. I like the Panthers, the Patriots general manager. His name escapes me right now.
Nick Caserio.
Yeah, thank you. I like him.
Yeah, but the Belichick guys really don't do well when they leave New England, though.
But they
don't have a good track record.
That's the thing. I feel like if there's a gamble that you should take on someone, I feel like it's him.
I mean, Caserio does sound like a smart guy from everything I've heard.
I like Caserio because maybe he might lure McDaniels to be the head coach.
You like Josh McDaniels?
I'm high on him because he's also the quarterback coach too.
Okay. Well, the quarterback's coach for Tom Brady. I could be the quarterback's coach for Tom Brady.
Again, but sometimes maybe Tom Brady needs to, like, learn new
Brady
things.
was yelling at McDaniels recently. I don't think the
Brady
two of them
always
get along.
does that.
I don't think the two of them get along,
He did that with Bill O'Brien a few years ago, and Bill O'Brien didn't back off. And speaking of which, it's funny you brought that up. I wanted to get your guys' take on the possibility of maybe Bill O'Brien taking up the job. Because I've heard that for a couple years
he's leaving Houston?
No, not that he's leaving Houston, but I feel like he's the kind of guy where he's always like ready and like willing to
in your face.
No, to take the next job, like that next big job. You know what I mean? And I've seen a couple
things. Why do you say that? Because he left the job that he had before Penn State to take a head coaching job at a really undesirable spot after the Paterno allegations. Then he took a team in Houston that had nothing, turned Deshaun Watson into something. J.J. Watt's been great. Obviously, he's hurt. Jadeveon Clowney's thrived. Why are you picking on Bill O'Brien?
Honestly, if I was Bill O'Brien, I wouldn't leave Houston because the Texans have more of a direction.
His contract isn't even up. They have to trade for him.
That and the Texans right now have a better upside than the Giants do.
Deshaun Watson has a lot of potential, obviously.
That might be one of the weirdest things I've ever heard said on this show.
Honestly, I wouldn't really look. If Bill O'Brien wanted to come to the Giants, I feel like it's something that you should look at. But I feel like it would be
it's nothing that's even been talked about. I'm lost.
Honestly, I don't think that that's a plausible thing because he is in a good spot in Houston. This is a team that has made a playoffs. This is a team that almost beat the Patriots in a playoff game. But honestly, the Texans are in such a good spot right now, and if I'm Bill O'Brien, I wouldn't want to go anywhere.
So we got about a minute left. I agree with you 100%, Eric. It's time for the bottom of the ninth. Eric, we'll start with you, my friend.
Can I just say how great it's going to feel being a Yankee fan this year? You got basically Murderers Row 2.0 with Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge, Gary Sanchez in the same lineup. They're on the same team. The Yankees are in a very great spot right now, and they're not even done yet. Who's to say Manny Machado's on the block? We don't know, but you know what? Brian Cashman, you need to be president of the United States of America. You are doing such a great job with the Yankees. Honestly, it's an honor to have you as general manager of my team.
You earned that extension, buddy. You're a future Hall of Famer. Joe?
Look out for the Knicks tonight. They're playing the Lakers. Lonzo Ball is coming into the Garden, and I just want to see him get crushed.
I'm glad it wasn't about Bill O'Brien. So Hanukkah starts tonight. I'd like to wish everyone celebrating a happy, 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 happy Hanukkah, in the immortal words of Adam Sandler. All right, looks like we're about out of time here on Beyond the Game. For Eric Fischetti and Joe Ardita, I am Jacob Valk saying, give me your milk!